Hey everyone! That looks amazing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Leah Daily English. I'm so happy you're here with us today. Whether you're joining us for the first time or you're a regular listener, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hey everyone, James here. It's one of those days where the coffee is good and the conversation is going to be even better.
I love that. I had my coffee this morning and I thought today is going to be a great day. And it really is because we have such a useful topic for you. We really do. Today, we're talking about 3 of the most important words in the English language: is, am, and are. Yes, and I know what some of you might be thinking. Oh, I already know those words. But trust me, by the end of this episode, you're going to use them so much more naturally and correctly.
That's exactly right. We're going to show you how to use is, am, and are in real conversations, the way native speakers actually talk every day.
By the end of this episode, you'll know which word to use and when, how to make negative sentences, how to ask questions, and how to sound natural doing all of it.
Before we dive in, we want to hear from you. Do you ever feel confused about when to use is, am, or are? Tell us in the comments right now. We read every single one.
We really do. And if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button on Simple English Talks so you never miss an episode. We post new content all the time, and we'd love to have you with us.
All right, let's not wait any longer. Let's get into it and make is, am, and are your best friends in English.
Okay, so let's start with the foundation. Is, am, and are, these are all forms of the verb to be. That's the most important thing to understand first. They all come from the same verb, but we use different forms depending on the subject.
Right. And the good news is there are only 3 forms to remember. So let's break it down simply. We use am with I, we use is with he, she, and it, and we use are with you, we, and they.
Let me say that again because it's so important. I am. That's the only subject that uses am. Just one. So if you're talking about yourself, it's always am.
Exactly. So, for example, I am a student. I am happy today. I am from Brazil. You always use am when the subject is I. Simple.
And then for he, she, and it, you use is. So she is my teacher. He is tall. It is a beautiful day. The cat is sleeping. These all use is.
And for you, we, and they, we use are. You are very kind. We are ready. They are excited about the trip. Those are all natural, everyday sentences.
You know, when I was learning, teaching really, I always tell my students to think of it like 3 buckets. The I bucket gets am. The he, she, it bucket gets is. And the you, we, they bucket gets are.
Oh, I love that. 3 buckets. So right now, pause the episode for a second and try to put these into your own buckets. Think of 3 sentences, one with am, one with is, and one with are.
Now, let's talk about how to make these shorter in real conversations. Because native speakers almost never say the full form in casual speech. We use contractions. So, I am becomes I'm. He is becomes he's. She is becomes she's. It is becomes its. You are becomes your. We are becomes we're. And they are becomes their.
This is so important. If you want to sound natural in English, use contractions. In a real conversation, nobody really says, I am going to the store. They say, I'm going to the store. It's faster, it's friendlier, it sounds natural.
Can you think of a sentence you use every day that starts with I'm? Something like, I'm tired or I'm hungry. Write it in the comments. We'd love to see your sentences.
Now, let's look at the negative forms, because this is where some learners get a little confused. To make a negative sentence, we just add not after is, am, or are. So, I am not ready. She is not here. They are not coming.
And in informal spoken English, we shorten these too. Is not becomes isn't. Are not becomes aren't. But here's an interesting one. Am not doesn't usually get contracted the same way. We don't say amn't. Instead, in questions, we say aren't I. It sounds a little funny, but that's how it works. So to wrap up this section, am is for I, is for he, she, it, and are is for you, we, they. Use contractions to sound natural, and for negatives, add not after the verb. Can you make a negative sentence right now? Try it out loud. Great! Now that we know the basics, let's build on that. We're going to look at how to use is, am, and are in questions, because asking questions is such a huge part of real conversation.
And the great news is that forming questions with these verbs is really simple. You just flip the subject and the verb. Instead of she is your friend, you say, is she your friend? You just move the verb to the front.
Let me show you what I mean with some everyday examples. Are you okay? Is he coming to the party? Am I late? Are they ready? Is it raining? These are all questions we use every single day. You know, just yesterday I asked someone, are you free this afternoon? That's such a common, natural question, and it follows the exact same pattern. The verb are comes first, then the subject you, then the rest of the sentence. Let's practice this together. I'll say a statement and you change it into a question. Ready? She is a doctor. How would you ask that as a question? Is she a doctor? Perfect. See how easy that is? You just move is to the beginning. Let's try another one. They are at home. How do you ask that?
Are they at home? Exactly. And one more. You are happy. How about that one?
Are you happy? Yes, you've got it. Now, here's a tip. When you answer a yes-no question with is, am, or are, you usually give a short answer. So if someone asks, are you tired? You say, yes, I am, or no, I'm not. You don't need to repeat the whole sentence. That's how real people talk.
Now, let's compare formal and informal usage for a moment, because this matters in real life. In formal situations, like a job interview or a business meeting, you might say, I am pleased to meet you. But in a casual conversation with a friend, you'd say, I'm really happy to meet you. Or just, hey, great to meet you.
First tip, in informal speech, use contractions. It makes you sound more natural. Second tip, in formal writing, like an email to your boss or a school essay, spell out the full forms. We are pleased to inform you. Sounds professional. Third tip, short answers are your friends in conversation. Yes, I am. No, he isn't. Quick and clear.
Here's a challenge for you. Think about the last conversation you had, maybe in English, maybe in your language. Can you translate one of those sentences into English using is, am, or are? Write your sentence in the comments. We seriously love reading what you share. To review this section, questions are formed by moving is, am, or are to the front of the sentence. Short answers are the natural way to respond. And remember to use contractions in informal speech for a more natural sound. Wonderful. Now let's look at a third really important use, using is, am, and are to describe people, things, and situations. This is where these verbs really shine in everyday life.
So far, we've used is, am, and are to say who someone is, like she is a teacher or I am a student. But we also use them to describe how something feels, looks, or seems. This is what we call describing a state or a quality.
For example, the soup is hot. I'm so tired right now. They're really excited about the game. It's beautiful outside today. These sentences describe a state or a quality, not an action, but a condition.
And this is so useful in everyday life because we're always describing how we feel, what something is like, or what's happening around us. Think about how many times a day you say, I'm hungry, or I'm cold, or it's too loud in here.
let's talk about feelings and emotions. These are so common. You can say, I'm nervous about the exam. She's excited about her birthday. We're confused about the homework. He's angry. They're bored. All of these use is, am, or are to express an emotional state.
And here's something interesting. When you're being polite, tone really matters. If you say, you're wrong, it sounds a little harsh. But if you say, I think you might be mistaken, or even soften it with, are you sure about that? That's much more polite. The words is, am, and are neutral, but how you use them changes the whole tone.
Let's do a quick mini practice. I'm going to describe a situation and you tell me what sentence fits. Situation 1. You walk outside and the sun is shining. What do you say?
It's a beautiful day. Or it's so sunny today.
Perfect. Situation 2. You haven't eaten since breakfast and it's now 3 p.m. What do you say? I'm really hungry. Yes. And situation 3. Your friend just told you some amazing news. What might you say? That's incredible! Or you're joking! Or I'm so happy for you. All perfect. You see how naturally is, am, and are come up in real reactions? Now, here's something important about descriptions with is, am, and are. We also use them with location. She's at the library. I'm at home. They're in the garden. It's on the table. These tell us where something or someone is. It's such a practical use. I want you to try speaking out loud right now. Look around the room you're in. Describe 3 things you see. Use is or are. For example, the window is open. My phone is on the desk. My shoes are on the floor. Go ahead, say it out loud. Nobody's listening. Well, except us. And to review this section, we use is, am, and are to describe qualities, emotions, and locations. These are present states, and you can use them to talk about how you feel, what something looks like, or where something is. The structure is simple. Subject plus is, am, are, plus description or location. I'm tired. She's beautiful. They're at the park. That's all there is to it. Okay, now let's get into the mistakes section. And honestly, this is one of my favorite parts because we all make mistakes, and talking about them makes them so much easier to fix. Even experienced speakers mix these up sometimes.
That's so true. Let me share some of the most common mistakes learners make with is, am, and are. Mistake number 1, using is with plural subjects. This is really common. For example, saying they is ready instead of they are ready. Remember, is only for he, she, and it. For they, it's always are.
And the reason this happens is that is feels natural because it's used so often. But here's the rule. If your subject is plural, use are. The children are playing, not the children is playing. The subject children is plural, so we need are.
Mistake number 2, mixing up your and your. Now, these sound exactly the same when you say them, but in writing, they're different. Your is short for you are. Your is a possessive adjective meaning something belongs to you. So you're amazing means you are amazing. But your English is amazing talks about your English. Different meanings.
Imagine writing to someone, you're welcome. That's actually a very common mistake. It should be you're welcome because you are saying you are welcome. It's a small thing, but it makes a big difference in writing.
Mistake number 3, forgetting to use a form of be altogether. In some languages, you can say something like, she very happy, without any verb in between. But in English, you always need is, am, or are. You can't just say she very happy. You have to say she is very happy, or she's very happy. The verb is required.
This is one of the most important rules in English grammar. You always need a verb in every sentence. So if you find yourself leaving out is, am, or are, just remember, the verb is not optional. Mistake number 4, using am with other subjects. Some learners say he am a teacher or they am students. But remember, am only goes with I. Just I. That's its only subject. I am. That's it. Honestly, I think the best thing you can do is practice these until they feel automatic. So right now, let's do a quick fix. Can you correct these sentences? She are my sister. They is at school. I are so happy. Write the correct versions in the comments. Let's see who gets them all right.
And please don't feel embarrassed about mistakes. Every single person learning English has made these exact same errors. The important thing is that you're learning, you're practicing, and you're getting better every single day. We're proud of you for being here and working on your English.
All right, now it's time for one of my favorite activities. Let's practice together. I'm going to give you 2 sentences, and you choose the correct one. This is called Choose the Correct Sentence, and it's a great way to test what you've learned today.
And here's the key. Don't just think the answer in your head. Say it out loud. Speaking out loud is one of the best ways to practice, even when you're alone.
Okay, situation 1. Your friend is asking about your brother. Which is correct? Option A, he are a doctor. Option B, he is a doctor.
Option B is correct. He is a doctor, because he is a singular subject, so we use is. Option A used are with a singular subject, which is wrong.
Situation 2. You want to say you feel good today. Option A, I is feeling great. Option B, I'm feeling great.
Option B, I'm feeling great, because I always uses am, and the contraction is I'm. Option A used is with I, which is never correct.
Situation 3. Talking about a group of friends at a cafe. Option A, they are at the cafe. Option B, they is at the cafe. Option A, they are at the cafe. Plural subject they needs are. This one comes up so much in daily conversation. Situation 4. Your colleague asks if the meeting is starting. Option A, is the meeting starting soon? Option B, the meeting is starting soon?
Both can work, but option A is the more natural question form. When you're asking a question, put is or are at the front. Option B sounds more like a statement said with a questioning tone, which is informal but less standard.
Now here's your real challenge. Create your own sentence using is, am, or are. Something from your real life. It can be about where you are right now, how you're feeling, or something around you. There are no wrong answers here. Just write your sentence in the comments.
And remember, we're not looking for perfection here. We're looking for practice. Every sentence you write, every time you speak out loud, every attempt you make, that's progress. Real conversation matters more than perfect grammar every single time.
Wow, what a fantastic episode today. I feel like we covered so much, and I hope you're feeling really confident about is, am, and are right now. You've done a great job staying with us through the whole lesson.
Let's quickly go over the 3 main things we learned today. First, am is for I. Is for he, she, and it. And are is for you, we, and they. Second, we use contractions like I'm, she's, there to sound natural and fluent. Third, is, am, and are can describe qualities, emotions, and locations in everyday situations.
And honestly, these 3 words are everywhere in English. Every single day, in every conversation, you will use is, am, and are. So the more you practice today, the more natural it becomes tomorrow.
Here's a reflective question for you. Think about your day today. Can you describe it in 3 sentences using is, am, or are? Something like, I'm at home. It's a rainy day. I'm happy I listened to this podcast.
I loved that last one. And if you enjoyed this episode, please give us a like. It really helps more people find Leah Daily English. Share this episode with a friend who's learning English. Leave us a comment with your own sentences. We will read them. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Simple English Talks so you get every new episode right when it comes out.
You're doing something really wonderful by learning English. It takes patience, it takes practice, and it takes showing up. And you did that today. We see you, we appreciate you, and we're rooting for you every step of the way.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. You are amazing. And yes, I used are correctly right there.
Until next time.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, keep believing in yourself. See you next time.